day. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the LA Chargers.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Houston Texans. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Play action. Manning. It's complete. He finds Falk here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Gets through, and now an opening. And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 23-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Manning now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 65 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Now a give left side to Falk. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The numbers a week ago for Johnson. 11 carries, 52 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they're doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see. That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
Cunningham. He'll check this down to Johnson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On second down, it's Gurley again. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
He nigga drove down the field and scored
first
right
downs
on.
to kick off the drive. Here's first and 10 up at the 46. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A play fake. Now Cunningham. And the catch made by Hopkins.
Just hang on to that bit, bro.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, it's Cunningham. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. The Cunningham's throw in by Hopkins. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Texans,
yeah, bro, I had to keep shit a little more basic these days.
You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone. And it is all
what I was trying to avoid was getting in my in my playbook too early on in the season. Niggas be scouting me and shit.
Watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
All right, how the fuck we finna stop Peyton Manning?
The Charger drive about to get going. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were
so
eager,
clearly
amped up to
playing
get
the
back
zone
on the
against
field
this
after
nigga
just
is
scoring,
not
hoping to get the
good,
ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just
Cover
kind of get
one robber
started
in
again.
here.
You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
These two teams all tied after one.
Of course this nigga is in the zone.
Now a play fake. Manning.
Here we go. Here we go.
He's going to look deep down the field. And this one is incomplete.
Yeah, bro, this ain't
First
nothing
thought
but
is
the
surprise because that's one of the better tight ends
98
around,
Colt,
and I've seen him pull
97
in
Colt.
balls like this before.
Peyton
But how about a
Manning.
little credit to the defense forcing
Marshall
that
Faulk.
incompletion?
Hey, check. Mike 21. Mike 21.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways.
Oh,
Maybe
how
a
you
defender
get
gets
beat
a
like
hand
that,
in the way and it
bro?
pops
Come
in the
on,
air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing is Manning. And he's got his man on the out route. Touchdown! Darren Waller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
That's trash.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
Make this trip after I finish these games.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Here's Cunningham.
He picked that. Oh, he didn't.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On 1st and 10, Cunningham. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Now Cunningham. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Manning. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Now Brown.
I just need to catch Hollywood.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to now pump the ball again.
And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make it a 2nd down. Cunningham to throw. And going deep for Hill. He's got a man. Complete. Past the 20.
They ain't ready for us.
Touchdown, Houston. Tyreek Hill, 81 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more.
Score right here,
reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Nah, we just ended up
sending it. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st down, Manning. Flushed out right. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now it's 2nd and 9. Manning going to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Steps away to his, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Chargers are going to take the lead.
I know they wrong for that
splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31.
Come on, man.
Brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14.
Cool.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Going deep for Hopkins. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
36.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 53. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And that will do it for this first half. So and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to his knees.
We good.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Come on. Hey, check right. Watching the 5.
Now Cunningham. Flush to his right. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Cunningham looking to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. On first down, it's Johnson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Second and 8. Play action, it's Cunningham. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's Cunningham from the gun. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews.
Did he fumble that?
The ball comes out.
Come on, man.
Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Johnson again.
Come on,
and this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Looking to throw. Cunningham eluding the pressure.
Come on, bro.
Hard throw, incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Well, they're going to try this. They need 5 full yards to hit the end zone here on fourth and goal, but they're going for it. Back to throw. Cunningham.
Come on.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And instead of having a one-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. The Charger drive about to get going. And now their defense came through with the goal line stand, got them the ball back. See what they can do about putting a drive together. Long way to go.
They need to reward that defense. A goal line stand, they've got to make that stand up themselves, right? Give the defense a chance to catch their breath on the sidelines. At least get 2 first downs. 3 would be better. Change field position. Let them catch their breath.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 65 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On first and 10, here's Manning. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down.
They score right here.
Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Manning. And His throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Come on, y'all.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Manning.
Come on,
Toward the
bro.
sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. Running right, here's Falk. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd and 11 now. Manning.
Now
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. To throw, it's Manning. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And now that brings
Too
up
little, too
4th
late.
down there.
Where was
Loss of
this
6
earlier
yards
in
on
the
the
drive?
sack. And this one is right down the middle. And that will get the lead up to 14.
I'm down by 2 scores.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I
4:16
suppose certainly
left.
every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one
It's
away in the
doable.
4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist.
Oh,
But
man.
time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the
I need
game,
that little
is in
crease,
their
y'all.
favor.
All right, well, shit. Here goes nothing.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wild card spots with 2 weeks to go. But, you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And, Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind.
Come on, y'all
I have
ain't
to
gonna give
keep
me that.
writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So, in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year.
On 2nd down, here's Cunningham. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Get
The
open.
Texans on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs. Mike.
Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. And going deep for Hill. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 3 here in
That
this
safety
game.
came down.
And
I already knew what
17
time it
now
was.
on the year. And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting
All right,
here in
defense.
this 4th quarter.
I don't know what y'all been on, but we got to get off of that.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
gotta have
And
a
this
stop.
will
I
not
gotta
be
put these
returnable. It's
linebackers
out of the
in.
back
Gotta
of the
get
end
pressure.
zone for a touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it,
you know what?
You got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Manning.
Come on, bro.
That's
That's
complete.
Ramsey, bro. Come on, come
All
on,
the way
come
down
on.
to the 22-yard line.
Oh my
A
God.
big play there for LA.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Manning now on 1st down.
Got it.
And look at this. They get the turnover.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
intercepted.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Picked off inside the 10. And the Texans are right back in this football game. So now the Texans down on the scoreboard. And
I'm surprised they let me get that bit. They should have let Jalen get the one
crippling
before
loss
that.
to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score.
Beggars ain't gonna be choosers. Get Hollywood on that side and get D-Hop out here on by himself.
Now a 1st down throw, Cunningham.
Come on, y'all.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play. Just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. To throw on 2nd down, Cunningham. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And pass the 40 before he's out of bounds.
No way they finna let that ride.
Good route, good catch, 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take it. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Watch Tyreek.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly.
Who is this nigga that's sticking with him?
Defenders have intercepted.
Come
Picked off
on.
at the 36.
Who is this? A white boy?
CD, I know it's just his
Come
second year in
on.
the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips
Come
on the tape. He's like,
on.
I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And nothing much materializing
Another
there
one
on the
bites the
1st
dust.
down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll go right back to the ground with Falk. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury.
Hey, we gonna do what we do.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through.
Of course it is.
And that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown.
Now watch.
You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Now the
4
attention
catches for
turns to the Texans.
196 yards.
Trailing in this one now. Less than 90 seconds to go.
Now we're gonna
Crushing loss
lose.
to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Connecting with Hill. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Get across that Debo.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. On target over the middle to Hill. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden,
we're going to score on that drive, but on the previous one, when we needed it.
Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
We just walked right down the field and scored on them, but couldn't do that the last drive.
Just 3 plays. So the clock shows 55 seconds to play as they line up for a critical onside kick.
Of course, these motherfuckers don't never work.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going.
Yeah, man.
So
I apologize.
The defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers.